I'm doing the tier list now. Okay, I had to
You had to figure out how to spell things.
We're starting with tanks here, Chief. I had to make sure I was here so I could see the tier sets. Let's start out with blood here. They did change. They actually buffed blood pretty hard here for next season. Death Strike gains a stack of blood debt, increases strength by 0.5% up to 5%. When blood debt reaches 10 stacks, your next Marrow Wind consumes it, granting 10% strength. So I mean, it's going to be like a 10% DPS boost for 10 seconds. If you have we honestly might be stacking into haste for this. I'm not going to lie. Like, it might actually be viable for Blood Decay to have some haste to have more runic generation and our runes come back, so that way then we can spam Death Strike, which would heal us, and we gain a 10% strength bonus. We might switch from crit mastery and stay crit mastery, but add some haste in there. Not gonna lie. So I think you're gonna see some haste come in here. Consuming blood debt, your next Marrow Wind generates 3 additional bone shields, and deals shadow damage to your target and nearby enemies. Okay. Now here's the thing. If the 3 additional bone shields stack on our 12 already, so if we can go up to 15, that would be huge. That would be a nice damage mitigation. So that would actually be pretty big here. But I don't know how that's going to quite work there. So, I mean, that's going to, like I said, we haven't done PTR because we're not the type that usually do PTR. I'm honestly going to put Blood Decay at an A. I think San Lin, since San Lin goes with a ton of haste as it is, they could receive more of a DPS boost, but they don't have the AoE cleave that Reaper does for Blood Decay. So Reaper's Mark just hits so hard, and Exterminate, it's going to be interesting. I think they're both going to be very viable. I think people though that do play Deathstalker or whatever it's called for Blood, I think that's what it is. It's like Deathstalker or whatever, whichever one gives you the Exterminate, the Reaper's Mark. I think they're going to change their obviously we're gonna have to change our secondary stats a little bit. Let's see who's next. Okay, your free revenges deal 15% additional damage and cause your next shield slam to deal 20% additional damage. I mean, it's just extra damage. Okay, so I mean, Prot's getting extra damage here. Okay, cool, whatever. They're gonna be very strong. Okay, so here's my thing. I think Prot will be very good for raiding. Okay, single target raid, I think Prot is going to be very strong next season. Here's where I don't think Prot is going to do well, and that's going to be Mythics. Okay, I think overall Prot Warrior is going to be still outclassed by Prot Pally, Blood Decay, even Brewmaster, and even Vengeance. And the only reason I say that is because their magic damage resistance or poison, Prot Warrior does not have really good mitigations to that. So honestly, I'm gonna put Warrior as B. I think they're gonna be not so good in Mythics, okay? But I think honestly, if this was just a raid tier and not just an overall tier, I think raiding, I would probably put a Prot Warrior above a Blood Decay. I would actually put they would be almost like S or A tier for raiding, I think. But at the same time, I don't know what type of damage mitigation that the raid is currently giving, because like I said, we do everything raw. Right now, I'm gonna go with Prot Warrior though, being B tier, just overall. So next we've got Druid. Okay, now these guys did get shafted pretty hard on PTO with certain, of their class abilities, and just they even got to rework on their Apex talent. So Druids, I think, are let's see. Thrash has a 20% chance to make your next mangle deal 100% increased damage. Okay. See, this is something that they were always having a struggle with, was balancing Thrash and Mangle, and they kept just going back and forth, buffing, nerfing, buffing, nerfing, buffing, nerfing, buffing, nerfing. They did nerf it pretty hard. Of 3 horns, each impaling a target, dealing damage, okay? And dealing additional nature damage up to 5 nearby enemies, an extended duration. Okay, so you get your Berserk, which is pretty good. Now, I would say I think it would be stronger if this wasn't Berserk. Me personally, I think this would be better if it wasn't Berserk and it was Bark Skin. Say that this would increase your Bark Skin. I think this would make Druid tanks better and have more survivability. As far as damage is technically going right now, it's not looking so hot for bear tanks. Blood DK has very good self-healing. So does Vengeance, Demon Hunter. So does even Prot Pally. Like, I mean, they can heal themselves pretty well as well. And they have other utilities, right? Bear's main thing is their Bark Skin, man. You know, and being able to use that for their damage mitigation. There's nothing that really, like, okay, it's all damage increase. Okay, that's cool. But their damage kind of got shafted. So, honestly, I think Bear's going to be C. I think Bear's going to be C, maybe. I don't think anybody's going to be in a D tier. But I think Bear's gonna be C. I think honestly Bear's probably gonna be the worst tank I see. Demon Hunter. Sigil of Flames damage over time is increased by 50%. Soul Cleave increases the duration of Sigil of Flame on your primary target by, okay. Not gonna lie, I don't know a whole lot of Demon Hunter. So I wish Beauty was here to answer that because I forget what Sigil of Flame does. I think it's just a straight damage if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if that's the one that like that gives you a armor mitigation as well. Like it gives you increased armor. I think it's Immolation Aura that does. Immolation Aura and Sigil of Spite have 100% damage increase against targets afflicted by Sigil. So you're gonna really be hitting Sigil of Flame first and then Immolation Aura. Here's the thing, Demon Hunters did get a pretty big buff on damage and some abilities in a couple PTR patches ago. Demon Hunter has really good utility. That is going to be more of a damage increase for them. Like, they already have pretty good survivability as a Demon Hunter with some of the utilities that they do have. And that they got buffed on, and some of their healing, self-healing also got buffed. I want to put Vengeance above Blood DK, but I feel like the magical damage, like... even raid though, like it's close. I think these two are going to be fighting. Their damage their damage is pretty good right now. Like their damage is actually really strong. So you know what, I am going to put them above Blood just for overall, just only because their damage output, and realistically, we all know how Mythic fucking Plus goes, guys. If it's doing more damage, it's winning. They might receive a slight nerf here, but we'll see how it goes. Oh boy, Pally. Okay, well, we already know this one, class. This one, chat, is just like, dude, this class is just goated right now. They have the hands down the best tier set out of all the tanks. Like, let's be real. Consecration is 30% larger, and enemies with your consecration are eliminated, increasing your chance to critically strike them by 5%. That in itself just giving you a 5% crit rating flat. Just like, I mean, it's like, because you always have consecration up. This is just wow. Okay, for one. And then now your enemy struck by Judgment or Blessed Hammer, Hammer of Righteousness, Crusader Strike take 20% additional holy damage. And if they are struck by a critical strike, the damage is increased by 100%. This was 200%, but Blizzard just nerfed it because of the damage that they were doing. So it just literally got slashed in half. So it went from 200% to 100%. This is still insane. Like, that is just insane, right? I mean, we already know where Prot Pally is going to be right now. It's number one. I mean, their utilities, their self-heals. I mean, everything. So, yeah, I don't see anything topping Prot Pally as of right now. They have the best tier set. Okay. Let's see. Brewmaster here. Breath of Fire ignites your next keg smash, causing it to explode on contact, dealing damage, additional damage. Okay, I should just read this. Dealing 50% of attack power damage. Okay, so, all right, interesting. And additional flame strike damage to its primary target and reduced to additional target. So, I mean, it's going to be an AoE damage. Okay, whatever. Now your Cake Smash causes enemies struck to take an additional 8% increased damage from your physical abilities and leave a flame patch on the ground, dealing fire damage each second for 5 seconds. It's really not a terrible tier set. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that is actually not a bad tier set. Now, I don't know the cooldown of Breath of Fire. I know Cake Smash is a big one for Brewmaster. Damage dealer.
I don't know why my fat ass thought you said Cake Smash. I was like, yes, cake.
Wrong cake, babe. Wrong cake.
Love cake.
Honestly, I mean, here's the thing. Brewmaster is always strong. Brewmaster is always going to be strong, especially for Mythic Plus, just because of their stagger. I think they're going to do very well. I think Brewmaster would either be A, or they might even get down to B tier, because they did get some nerfs on their things here. Like, the big thing is Brewmaster is very strong when it comes to physical damage mitigation and whatnot. And just overall. Now, the question is going to be, how bad is some of the tank busters going to be? And how bad is, honestly, some of the, you know, the new party busters, I guess is what I'm going to call them. They're party busters because you have to actually single target a target down during Mythic Plus, because if not, they're going to do a party wipe. They're going to do an ability that will cause everybody to die, which I kind of like that. It's a interesting, it's great because, you know, I'm cool with, you know, you have to silence and interrupt, but it just gets annoying when it's just like, all right, make sure everybody's silenced. I kind of like where you have to target somebody and kill it before it does an ability, and that is going to kill everybody, rather than, hey, there's 13 people we got silenced. So everybody just do a stun and stagger stuns, and there you go, just TP. I mean, it's just cheesy as fuck. It's annoying. Raid, though, I don't think, okay, I'm going to put them in B, okay? And the reason I'm going to put them in B, it's because they're going to be great for Mythic Plus. I don't think they're going to be... I don't think raiding they're going to be that great. I really don't. I don't think they're going to be that great for raid. So out of the 6 tanks, this is how I'm predicting that they will be for next season. Obviously, Prop Alley is going to be... there's no contest on Prop Alley. These two, I think, can change. These can change at any time. Depending on DPS and, you know, different combinations and whatnot of people running. I think there's definitely going to be some, especially for Blood, like there's definitely going to be some secondary stats that are going to be changing. I think depending on how they make their builds, these two could change, but I think they're both going to be very, very viable classes. Mythic Plus, I think Brewmaster, like I said, if this was just straight Mythic Plus, I would probably put Brewmaster up here in the A category. But yeah, this is where I'm going for tanks. This is where I'm thinking tanks are. Put these guys back here. Now let's go with healers. Oh, something that I don't really do a whole lot of.
Hey, you never do it.
Whoa. I'm a jack of all trades.
No, you're not. No, you're not. We've witnessed your healing, and that was literally flame shock. I
still pumped out some good.
No.
Prez Evokers just got the ban hammer. Well, not the ban hammer, but the old fucking Blizzard hammer. It didn't nerf them entirely, but it did nerf them a little bit. So they are going to feel that nerf because their heals right now on PTR are insane. They are just rushing. And they're not, I mean, Prez, here's the thing though. Prez has always been great for raid, mid for Mythic Plus. With these two, the Season 2 Mythics, if I'm not mistaken, Prez Evokers do have a magic dispel and a poison dispel, if I'm not mistaken, but they also have a bleed dispel. They are one of the only ones that have a bleed dispel. Living flame at your target at 100%, 50% effectiveness. Nearby injured target. Green spells restore 5% more health, and Raze has a 100% chance to grant essence boost. Honestly, just where Prez Evoker is sitting, I don't want to put Prez Evoker at an S tier. Granted, their heals for raid are S tier, but Mythic is where they kind of, I think they're going to be strong, but they're not going to be the strongest class for Mythic, I don't think. That's just me personally here. Windwalker is always going to be one of the top ones for Mistweaver, I mean, is always going to be one of the top heals for Mythic Plus. So overall, I'm gonna put Prez at an A tier. I really am. I'm gonna put Prez at an A tier because their raid heals are literally, if it was raid, this is where Prez Evoker would go for raiding. Like Prez Evoker's S tier. Like they're right now, I think they're the best raid healer in the game. Let's go to Resto Shaman. Resto Shaman might have the best tier set in my opinion. I don't know though. I didn't really look at a whole lot of other Resto tier sets. They did just receive some buffs on PTR. The problem is with Shaman, their heals aren't always the strongest, and that's where really Restoration Shaman kind of falls behind, is that their heals aren't always the strongest. And it's also the way that Shaman is designed right now, which I think is honestly really retarded. Okay. And that's only because Shaman healing, if I'm not mistaken, their mastery, you do more healing if the target is lower on health, which is cool. What if like everybody's above 80% and you're just trying to get topped off? Now your heals are dog shit because you're not like, I'd rather that just go away and it's just a straight, your heals are just a straight buff, like from your mastery. Like you just increase your healing. I wish that's how it was for Shaman. So personally, yeah, I think they just need a mastery rework, in my opinion. I think Blizzard just needs to change the way that Shaman healing is. But Healing Wave and Chain Heal have a chance to create a healing rain at the target's location for 10 seconds, which I think that is insanely good. That is ridiculously good. Now, granted, this is gonna make Shaman spec heavily into like increasing healing rains, obviously heals, because you're getting free healing rain, so you're gonna really be wanting to spec into where healing rain is obviously a very strong heal. Now that one ally is inside your healing rain, they gain a watery shield that absorbs X amount of damage.
I like that.
Like that is strong. Like this is, in my opinion, so far from what I've seen, this is probably the best tier set for healing. Comment and, you know, tell me I'm wrong, because like I said, I don't do a whole lot of healing. I just know about healers. I don't really play it. That's usually Hyde. So I'm still gonna put a Resto Shaman up here in the A tier, but as we probably get some other classes up here in the A tier, it's probably gonna be at the back end of the A tier. And that's, like I said, that's only because of the way that their class is designed for mastery. I think if Shaman just had okay, this increases your healing, your mastery just increased your overall healing for all spells, I would probably put Shaman almost S tier, and that would be honestly for Mythic. Honestly, they would probably be S tier for Mythic Plus and fucking rating. I think they're going to be on the farther end back here of the tier, and that's just because. And Shamans do get a poison dispel, right? Well, yeah, you get a cleansing totem.
Yeah,
you get a cleansing totem.
Yeah.
But I don't think you guys get a bleed dispel, right?
I don't think so. I have to pull out my shaman to tell you. I'm on my priest.
Like I said, Shaman's utility is just very good in Mythics, especially because you got Tremor Totem, you got the
They don't get no bleed.
They don't
I
get a
didn't
bleed.
think so.
Okay. All right, so, but I mean, you still get the Kappa Potato Totem. So the Potato Totem's great. For anybody that doesn't know, I call the Potato Totem the Capacitator Totem. It's just easier to say Potato Totem.
If you can't say capacitator.
Yeah, no, try saying that shit fast and it don't work.
Capacitator.
Just say potato. Yeah, I think honestly with their utilities, they're still going to be very strong. You start affected by your renew, increase your critical strike chance by 2% up to 3%. Like literally, like at least Blizzard put this up to 4 or 6%. Each target affected by your renew increases your critical strike chance by 2%, but it only ups it to a total of max 3%. So it's like whatever. Like I said, I think that's useless personally. Renew healing is increased by 10%. Dog Light's Resurgent now has a 100% chance to leave a renew on a target first targeted for prayer of mending heals. Good, because you don't have to put a renew on that first target that's getting hit by your prayer of mending. But honestly, it's kind of a shitty tier set. And the only reason I say this is because, like, look, so you cast Prayer of Mending, and then you cast one other Renew on a different target. There, you already have your 3% buff, which is minuscule. And you're just like, cool. Like, nothing else. Like, nothing else. Like, literally nothing else is increasing your heals right now. Why not increase the Prayer of Mending healing or your holy spells, like, you know, Flash Heal. You know, I don't even know what other heals that fucking Holy Pallies even have, or Holy Priests even have right now. Like, I still don't know, dude. Holy Nova, greatest heal of all time. I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, like, you know, like, so honestly, Holy, don't see, man. I think they're gonna be great for, you know, raid. They usually always are decent raid healers. They don't have any great utilities as a holy priest. Okay, disc. Penance, damage and healing increased by 20%. Casting Penance reduces the cooldown of Mind Blast by 2 seconds. After casting Mind Blast, your next power word shield or void shield absorbs 25% more damage. So this is going to be a big one. Penance is obviously a big one that you're always casting. Mind Blast is going to be a massive one to make sure that you are always utilizing Mind Blast to deal damage. So that way your shields are now 25% more stronger. Not a terrible tier set. I'm going to say it's a mid-tier set, and Disc is just doing so much damage right now. I think Disc is... I don't think there's going to be any healer at an S tier, personally. I think Disc is going to be the strongest overall healer. Like, I don't see, like, any of them really being, like, high tier, like, you know, great. I think Disc, though, is going to probably be the strongest healer. As of right now, I think Disc is just going to be overall raids are going to be very strong just because of the damage that they're dealing. And even Mythic Plus, man, I think they're going to be very strong just because of the damage that they're dealing. Rejuvenation has a 15% chance to grant Genesis, causing all your heal over time effects to heal for 15% more for 8 seconds. Multiple applications can overlap, so this is going to be a big one. All right, Rejuve is going to be huge, so in my opinion, Haste Crit is probably going to be a big stat for Druids next season, just for faster heals or chance for proc, and Incarnation and Tree of Life or Convoke Spirits have a 100% chance to grant Genesis, and Genesis duration is increased by 4 seconds. Okay, so pretty much what it is your healing is going to be 12 seconds for 15% more heals over time. So all the hots that you put on somebody will be fucking 15% stronger. It's actually a pretty good tier set. It's actually a pretty good tier set. I'm not going to lie. Resto doesn't do any damage, and that's fine that they don't do any damage, but like, what other utilities do they bring as far as a druid besides some of their dispels and their hots? It's going to depend on how well other people, because like, here's the thing with druid always depends on how well can your DPS mitigate damage now, so your heals do actually heal them strong enough, and it helps out with a druid healer. And I think druid heals is gonna be, I don't know if I want to put them A tier or B tier. I think Resto's gonna be. They might creep up into the A tier. We're gonna have to see how people tune their secondary stats. Rating, I think rating wise, they're gonna be an A tier. Mythic though,
Hurts.
I don't know how I don't know how I feel about them being.
Fire Mage is B tier, I'm just saying.
I know, you love your druid, I know. Okay, let's check out Holy here.
So, hey babe, no, go back. Go back.
You have lots of buttons.
I'm on stream delay, so I can't see when you're on the tier list.
I'm on a tier list.
Okay, move my druid to A tier, please. I would be very happy with A tier. I mean, S tier, but that's just me. Because the dispels don't only rely on the fucking healer.
I mean, you're not wrong. Okay, so you want them. I'll put them A tier for you.
Goddamn right.
Just because you want them to be A tier, that makes them A tier. But
yeah, it still makes them fucking A tier.
Okay.
Oh well. Move my stuff to S tier, please.
So, I think Holy Pally. Overall, I mean, I think they're going to be fantastic for raid. I think they're going to be pretty solid because they're tanky, because they are a plate wearer. And they have good dispels. They do have lay on hands. They have DI. Okay, that's an interesting tier set. Look, Mythic. Monks are always going to be Mistweaver monks. I think always going to probably be one of the best Mythic plus healers. Raid though, it's going to be very situational for Mistweaver monk, and that's where it always kind of comes down to. for me, for healers, I mean, as of right now, I think realistically, even just seeing some of the latest stuff on PTR, I think all healers are doing very well. The only one that I think really needs some love is honestly Holy Priest, and they just need to change their tier set, man. I think they just need to increase their tier set, boost that up a little bit, because they have the weakest tier set, I think, out of all the healers, for sure. By far, they have the weakest tier set, I think, for healers is Holy Priest. Like, they haven't gave Holy Priest a lot of love for a while. Got the range to go over. So let's start with Warlocks. I think realistically, Warlocks are going to have a trifecta this season. And what I mean by that is I think all 3 specs are going to be viable. So for Affliction here, Wither and Corruption damage increased by 25%. Agony damage increased by 15%. Great. That's a great for like 2-set piece. That's just a straight damage buff, right? Like that's straight damage buff. You can never go wrong with a straight damage buff on your tier set. Now, each active unstable affliction increases your damage dealt by the target and all abilities by 2% up to 6%. And then Seed of Corruption applies unstable affliction at 20% effectiveness. So this is going to be something that's big because now you can also increase your DPS on that target by 6%. So, I mean, overall, I don't think it's a terrible tier set. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think honestly, the way Affliction has been tuned and where Affliction is sitting, I think Affliction is gonna be an A tier class. Honestly, I think I'm gonna probably be putting mostly all of their classes, Warlocks, in A tier. But yeah, I think honestly, Affliction is gonna be A tier. It might drop to like the lower end of A tier. I wanna dance in the lights. But yeah, 100%. I think Affliction for all their specs, they're gonna be fantastic. Destruction here, Incinerate damage increased by 25%, and Incinerate has a 10% chance to evoke an Echo of Sargeras. Targets damaged by Echo of Sargeras takes 6% increased damage from your spells and abilities by 6 seconds. Granite keeping Incinerate as your main filler, which it's already been your main filler, but now you really kind of want to hit Incinerate more, so you get this proc for the 6% increase, because you're going to want to try and hit this, right? You want to try and hit this and then spam a shit ton of conflags, so then that way you can Chaos Bolt, Chaos Bolt, Chaos Bolt, and Chaos the fuck out of your target for that 6% boost. Destro got a lot of damage buffs. They did just receive a damage nerf in PTR. I kind of want to put them at S tier, but with their recent nerfs, I'm gonna put them at a very high A tier. Very high. Like if I had an A+, I would put them in an A+ category. I don't know if I can even, I don't even know what the fuck I just did.
What'd you do? Did you break it?
Yeah, I broke. So like, yeah, I don't know. Like I don't even know how to add something here. I have no idea. Wild Imp damage increased by 10% and Implosion damage increased by 20%. So they're really going for the Implosion build here. When our energy depletes, Wild Imps have 20% chance to fling themselves at their target and implode at 150% effectiveness to their main target and 100. Okay, so they're gonna. Okay, Demo I think is gonna be very strong for AOE. I think what's gonna rail Demo this season is single target. I think AOE, they are going to be very strong for AOE, especially with that build right there with that tier set. So I think for AOE, Demo Lock's going to be strong. So Mythic Plus are probably going to be really good still. Single target though, I think Demo is going to get shafted hard. Unfortunately, it's putting Demo Locks, they have to play a certain spec. And there's a couple of classes that are like that. So I'm gonna put Demo Lock there. Let's go to Balance Shroud. This is probably the S tier of the DPSs right now. They're cranking, bro. They're cranking. Star Surge damage. Star Surge damage increased by 20%. Starfall also deals let's see, 30% spell power astral damage instantly to all valid enemies in range when cast. Pretty strong of a tier set, actually. Boosting Starfall damage, honestly. That's pretty big. Your damage is increased by 10% while in any eclipse. Okay, so that's big. This bonus wanes to 2% at midpoint of eclipse, then waxes back to 10% at end. Okay, so it's like a fluctuating. If anybody played Mage back in the day, we had this thing called flowing of time or flowing energy. I can't remember exactly. It was like during like Wrath and fucking Kata and shit. And it was just a baseline talent that it would increase our DPS by 2%, and it went from 2 to 10%, so it'd go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then it would go back 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and it just kept going back and forth. Like, you know, it would just go up and down, and it was just every time you're in combat, every second you're in combat, it changed either up or down one level, right? That's kind of how this is going to be affecting Balanced Rude. I think with all the buffs that they have received and how strong they're going to be. And not only that, but they do have their own abilities and some of their own dispels for Mythic Plus, especially with the poisons. And I mean, Balanced Druid has great utilities. You know, you can shape shift into bear form, pop bark skin. You know, you have the survivability there. You have even, I think, even as a Balanced Druid, you have Enrage Regeneration in bear form, I think, as well. I think that's just a standard. I could be wrong, but it's been a while since I played. Yeah, I think, honestly, I think Balanced Druid is going to be an S tier. I'm putting Balanced Druid at S tier. Oh boy. Okay. Devastation Evoker. Oh boy. Shattering Stars damage increased by 150%, and it always casts if you had reached maximum power level. Okay, that's decent. Literally, whatever reduces the remaining cooldown of your power spells by additional 0.1% second each time the effect occurs. Eternity Surge deals 10%. I mean, that isn't really much for them. Like, that's really of a tier set. It's kind of dog water. And now, granted, I haven't played Dev Evoker in a very, very long time. Too much of their damage really being strong with that tier set. It's a really, kind of honestly, it's a really tier set. And if I have to be honest, just from what little I know about Devastation, I don't know if I want to put them in B tier because I really don't know what their damage profile is looking like, or if I want to put them in C tier. Like, I mean, honestly, just based off of their tier set, I'm just going to put them in C tier. Oh boy, the other trifecta, the Mage class here, chat. This is another class right here, chat, that I think Mage is going to be another trifecta. Just like we had with the Warlocks, I think Mages are all going to be viable for next season. Arcane Missile fires one additional missile and now deals 20% increased damage. Each wave of Arcane Missiles increase the damage of your Arcane Blast, Arcane Pulse, or Prismatic Bolt by 5% up to 40%. So here's the big thing. Arcane Mage now to use Arcane Missiles. Which is funny because, like, nobody was really using Arcane Missiles, right? This is really going to change their playstyle, right? Because now you need to cast, in order to get that 40% damage buff on your next Arcane Blast, Pulse, or Prismatic Bolt, you need to cast 2 procs of Arcane Missiles. So this is going to actually change up their rotation a little bit, but actually probably make it a little bit more enjoyable as well. Not so just fucking brain dead, but it's actually not terrible. It's actually not a bad tier set. It's actually really not. And Arcane is doing very strong damage right now. I mean, overall, just for fucking Mythic and Raid. Single target, though, they have always been a little on the lower side. But if we just calculate how much people really play Arcane for, like, let's be real, most people go Mythic Plus, right? Because it's less than like 2% of WoW's population does Mythic Raid. Not many. Like, I honestly, I don't even know that exact answer. 1 to 3%. It's minuscule, bro. Just from what I know with their buffs that they have received in that tier set and their just, you know, Mythic Plus rating, I'm honestly gonna put Arcane Mage, and they just did receive some survivability buffs. I'm gonna put Arcane Mage at an S tier. I am. I'm gonna put Arcane Mage at an S tier. I don't ever play Arcane, so that's, I mean, it's not gonna benefit me. Here's a tier set that I'm a Fire Mage boy. I love Fire Mage. I've been playing it since Classic. But here's a biased take, is I don't like this tier set for Fire Mage. And the only reason I say this, chat, is because it forces us into playing Pyroclasm. And I don't like when a tier set forces you to play a certain spec or a certain talent. It doesn't feel good. We're gonna see. Pyroclasm causes Flame Strike and Pyroblast to always critical strike, which that finally, like Pyroclasm should have done this already, because you literally have to hard cast your fucking Pyroblast or Flame Strike. So like this is a no-brainer. Like I don't know why Blizzard ever thought like to make Pyroclasm. Like nobody's ever gonna choose Pyroclasm unless there's a reason to play it. And that's just all Blizzard's flaw design. But we all know how Blizzard is. Now, Pyroclasm reduces the cast time of Flame Strike and Pyroblast by 20%, and its damage is increased by 25%. Like I said, they buffed Fire's damage finally, and even seeing their numbers that they were doing in Mythic Plus is very strong. Fire and Arcane Mage were doing the two highest numbers in Mythic Plus. They were doing around 350,000 DPS for certain Mythic Plus runs at a plus 20. Honestly, I mean I think Fire Mage is going to be, honestly Fire Mage is going to be an A tier. Survivability on all three mages is what's different, right? They all have a different type of a barrier as far as damage reduction. You know, Frost is just a straight physical damage reduction. Arcane is magical damage reduction. Fire, we just heal ourselves for the damage we deal. I don't know if I put them above Destro. I feel like both of them have good utility. I feel like though Warlocks might have a little bit more utility than a Fire Mage, but the damage wise, and Fire has always been a very strong single target. So it's gonna, I mean, this could change. You know what? I'm gonna put them back here because, like I said, it's gonna really depend on how well they're able to stay there. All right, now let's see Frost here. Now Frost probably has the best tier set out of all the mages. I don't know what Blizzard's Caucasaurus fucking attitude they have for fucking Frost Mage, but like they love Frost Mage right now for some reason. Each stack of Freezing Shattered has a 5% chance to grant an Icicle. Glacial Spike damage increased by 25%. And then Casting Glacial Spike has a chance to rapidly generate 5 Icicles over 1 second, and Shatter damage is increased by 10%. Frost Mage's #1 ability is just a straight 10% buff. Like, let's just give them a fucking whopping 10% damage boost to their main ability. Like, dude, like, okay. Casting Glacial Spike has a chance to rapidly generate 5 Icicles over a second. It was instant, but now it's over 1 second. I mean, realistically, it's a pretty good tier set for Frost. They're getting a really good buff. Now Raid, they're looking really good in Raid. They're looking good in, you know, Mythic Plus. I think Frost Mage though, I don't think they're, here's the thing I think that's going to hurt Frost Mage a little bit is their survivability, because their Frost barrier, yes, it absorbs the damage regardless, but it's mainly a physical damage mitigation. And I think this season is not going to be so much on the physical side. It's going to be magical side. And that's where I think Arcane is going to have that benefit, right? I am going to put Frost back here. I'm actually going to put them behind Demo Lock. Who do we got next? Oh boy, Devour Demon Hunter. Class that I know nothing about. Harvesting 4 or more soul fragments with Reap has a 20% chance to cause your next consume to be instant cast and explode in a soul burst. Dealing 600% spell power, cosmic damage to nearby enemies. Soul Burst generates 8 soul fragments and grants Moment of Craving. Reap deals 20% increased damage. 600% spell power, I mean, that's pretty good for AoE damage. Here's the thing, once again, it comes down to Devourer's survivability and utilities. Realistically, they don't have a whole lot. I don't think they're going to be fantastic, right? I'm just going to take a quick look just to see what they're hitting here. They are hitting decently high in Mythic Plus. I think for survivability wise, man, I might put Devour Demon Hunter in B tier, honestly. I just think they had a lot of love this last season. And I mean, yeah, this is an okay tier set for him. I just don't feel like it's going to be that main class next season. At least I'm just not seeing it. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Shaman. Okay, this is another one, chat, that I think honestly hit the trifecta hard. Any Shaman spec, man. I think honestly, any Shaman spec, you're gonna be fine to play. You're good to play, chat. You are fine to play. Elemental or Shock, Earthquake. and elemental blast damage increased by 25%. When Stormkeeper and Ascendants fade, your next 2 lightning bolts, chain lightnings, or lava burst deal 25% increased damage and cause your next earthquake, earthshock, or elemental blast to cause 100% less maelstrom. Not a terrible tier set. It's an okay tier set. It's some base damage increase to what they already have. The big thing I think with elemental shaman, right, is they do have an ability, if I'm not mistaken, to cast while moving, but that is a cooldown. Am I correct on that? Anybody that plays shaman? Wrecker, you played shaman. Don't they have an ability that you can cast while moving, but it's only like 8 seconds or something?
Yeah. Outward rush. That's one of the moves before. But yeah, there was one that allows you to cast while moving.
Right. What do you remember what the cooldown was on it?
A minute and a half, 2 minutes, something like that.
So this is where I'm gonna put elemental shaman towards the back of A tier, and it's the only reason I'm doing that is mobility. They don't have, like, granted, now they do bring, you know, they can still spec into, you know, poison totems. They can still spec into tremor totems. They can still spec into the potato totem. So yes, they have those utilities. They don't have, I think, great mobility. Unlike mages, warlocks, right? They can fucking put a portal up. They can blink. They can even not time warp, alter time though back to a different position. Like, yeah, they have more utility and mobility than shaman right now. So I am gonna put them just because of that. I am gonna put them. Tentacle Slam's cooldown is reduced by 3 seconds and its damage is increased by 100%. Tentacle Slam has a 100% chance to grant a free use of Void Volley at 125% effectiveness. Now they did just change this talent right here for their tier set, or well, not really talent, but tier set bonus for 4. They just changed this like as of like I think a day ago. Shadow Priest, I feel, are going to be doing some insane DPS right now. I think honestly, with what they bring, obviously your stam buff that they bring, huge. You get a PI, huge. You have, I think, even Shadow Priest can still spec in, and they get like a decursive and a poison debuff or dispel. Am I correct on that, multi?
It's poison and disease.
Poison and disease. So that is going to be very viable for season 2. They can still put. Can Shadow Priest still put bubble on themselves? Power word shield.
Yeah, whenever you bubble
shield.
somebody else, it bubbles you as well.
With that being said, I'm actually going to put Shadow Priest at an S tier. I'm going to put them above Arcane Mage. And honestly, and that's because they are bringing some great utility for Season 2 just because of that. Their damage right now is really strong. Okay, this is a class that I fucking know literally nothing to fuck about. Okay, so good. Upheaval's cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds, and Upheaval magnifies your Fate Mirror effects for 8 seconds, increasing the amount of damage. I'm not gonna lie on this one, chat. I don't even know where to put AUG. I just know AUG is always a viable fucking class right now because of the way it buffs everybody, and, you know, it buffs your tanks, it buffs your healers, it buffs your fucking yes. Elemental, you play AUG? Yes, I do. I don't fucking know a whole lot about AUG. I'm honestly probably gonna have to put AUG in A2. I think AUG would go A. I think. I mean, they're always viable, in my opinion. I think AUG is always viable. So yeah, let me know what I really don't know a whole lot about AUG, but I'm just gonna say they're usually always viable, a decent class to have. And also, I mean, AUG Evoker, they can get, you know, if I'm not mistaken, they can also dispel poisons and bleeds and whatnot. So that's another big thing right there, even with their utilities. So, like, even with those utilities, they might be like up here, honestly. Like, AUG Evoker might be better than those guys just because of that. Yeah, I might have to put them there, honestly, for just what I know. Okay, now let's get to the Hunters. Another trifecta, chat. I think these two, I think the Hunter, I think all 3 classes are going to be absolutely fucking... I think all 3 of them are going to be fine to play. Like, you're going to be good on either one that you play. But Explosive shot lasts 1 second longer and deals 5% increased damage. Now they did just nerf this tier set because they reworked it, right? Because it was explosive shot did 15% more damage, but they actually just ended up buffing. They took away the 10% buff or 10% extra buff here on their tier set and actually just went and just buffed fucking explosive shot regardless. So you're actually going to see more of an increase that way than you are with the tier set. Probably double stack it now. So not only you're going to get the 10% from that, but now you're going to get a 5% on top of your baseline's going to be higher, right? Realistically, this is probably a better damage buff form. Aim shot and rapid fire damage increased by 5% each time explosive shot causes a burst of damage. The cooldown of aim shot and rapid fire is reduced by 0.5 seconds. Time explosive shot causes having explosive shot tick, and honestly in an AoE situation, because if that means that you're hitting 8 targets, the explosive damage that is happening from the 8 targets all count. That means you're taking 4 seconds off your cooldown from aim shot and rapid fire. That is kind of disgusting. I think marksman might be the strongest hunter class. Maybe it might be. There's gonna be some depending. They did do a lot of changes. They buffed a lot of things on marksman. I honestly think marksman is going to be ranking some numbers. Like if we would just look at what marksman is currently doing on PTR, it's good. It's not insanely crazy. But like I said, it's hard to really go by PTRs. I'm gonna put marksman there. And the only reason I'm putting marksman there is because they do come with a bloodlust. But so marksman can at least pop a bloodlust or a hero, whatever you want to call it. Yes, it is, Faith. Yes, it is. I am going over everything for what I see prediction for season 2. Beast Mastery here. Barb shot causes your pets to stomp 1 additional time at 50% effectiveness, and stomp causes your next Cobra shot for 50% additional damage stack. Beast Mastery, I think, is going to be pretty strong for AoE. Here's the thing. Beast Mastery is going to be strong for AoE, but I don't think they're going to be strong for a single target. So Mythic Plus wise, they would definitely be higher in the tier here, I think. Once again, Beast Mastery doesn't really bring a whole lot of utilities. So you know what? I'm actually going to put Marksman back here, and I'm even going to put Beast Mastery back here because they're not bringing a whole lot of utilities, right? I mean, AoE, okay, so like Mythic Plus, yeah, they're going to be pretty good. Raid, though. So, I mean, I'm going to put them in here, and you know what? I'm actually going to put Beast Mastery. Just the more I think about it, they don't, like, unless you spec your pets into a Bloodlust, there is not a whole lot of utility for Beast Mastery. I'm actually going to put Beast Mastery in it. Like, honestly, I am going to put them at a B tier. Marksman gets the Bloodlust because of their class and their being marksman, compared to where these guys have to put their pets into that. I think they're going to be they're going to be a strong B, right? Like, I think they're going to be a strong B, but I don't think they're going to be like top tier. But that's it for ranged. That's how I have a feeling ranged is going to look like next season. This is ranged. Now we got melee to go through. Let's start with warriors here, chat. Oh boy, yeah, I should just read this actually here. 100% of attack power damage to enemies within 8 yards of it. Deals reduced damage beyond 5 targets. Okay, so they're finally nerfing them at a 5 piece instead of 8. Overpowered damage increased by 15%. Mortal Strike and Overpower increase the damage of your next slam by 10%, stacking up to 3 times. Okay, so Arms' tier set is not bad because Mortal Strike and Execute, big. That 10%. Slam, dude, Slam is one of your number 1 spenders. So Slam's getting an increase. Like, that's doing extra damage for AoE. Yeah, Arms is going to be strong. Okay, but here's the thing. Arms is great for AoE, terrible for single target. Just because of their AoE damage and everybody does run them for Mythic, they are going to be an A tier class. I think Arms is going to stay in the A tier category. I don't think they're really going to change. I think they're going to be very strong, and I don't see that changing just because of their AoE damage. Oh boy, here's my class, my Fury Warrior. Raging Blow damage increased by 15%, which, whatever. During Recklessness, Raging Blow extends the duration of Recklessness by 2 seconds. up to 6 seconds. So they're making us really focus on Raging Blow during Recklessness, even though we really want to be hit Bloodthirst, because Bloodthirst is a big damage dealer. So this is going to change. You're going to have to alternate. You're going to have to Rampage, Bloodthirst, Rampage, Raging Blow to get this. That way you can have that 6 second stack. That 6 second of a duration here. Bloodthirst damage increased by 10%. During Recklessness, Bloodthirst increased the critical strike bonus of Recklessness by 5% up to 10%. Okay, so I mean, it's an okay. So realistically, we're gonna really be wanting to focus during our. So we're gonna be doing all of our damage during Recklessness. I mean, we're already stacking a lot of haste, but this is just really gonna focus on our haste, because the more that we can pop Recklessness, the more damage we're just gonna be doing. It's pretty much that simple. So all of our damage is going to come from Recklessness, and it's, Blizzard said that they weren't trying to increase burst damage, but you are literally putting us locked in a burst window right now with this. So during Recklessness, you already want to like have Recklessness procced and then, or hit Recklessness, and then fucking also, hit your Blade Storm, because that's where you're going to do all the damage with Blade Storm. So now, not only that, but now we have to make sure that we're hitting Raging Blow and our Bloodthirst during that time to increase the damage and also extend the duration. So now it's just going to be like spam all your buttons during Recklessness, and then outside of Recklessness you just keep a normal rotation. Fury is so capped on AoE damage compared to Arms. Single target though, we are going to be very good. I think Fury has always been very good for single target. I love my fucking Fury Warrior. I'm gonna put them at B tier right now, just for right now. I'm gonna put them B. Okay, Wrecker, let's have fun with your favorite class, buddy.
Uh-oh, which one's this?
We're gonna do the Rogue.
I fucking love the Rogue, but they're getting shit on.
So, Assassination, let's start out with them. Envenom damage increased by 10%, increases your damage dealt by 3%. Deadly Poison increases your bleed damage on a target by 10%. Auto attacks targets with your amplifying poison deal 2% increased damage per stack. Wound poison hits a second time. I think realistically, Assassination Rogue probably gonna be somewhere like in here. I mean, it just by looking at where we're kind of hitting. Arms. The damage that they're doing in Mythic Plus is just insane for Arms. I think Assassination's gonna be B tier. I think Assassination's gonna be B tier, chat.
The one you have there, that's Outlaw, by the way.
This is Outlaw? Let's see. Outlaw, dispatch damage increased by 15%. Sinister Strike and this is 4P. Sinister Strike and Ambush have a 20% chance to cause your next dispatch to be free and deal damage as if you spent the maximum combo point. Here's the thing. I think Outlaw for Mythic Plus is going to be insanely strong because they are doing very strong AoE damage right now. Problem is their single target for Outlaw is just not it. I mean, I would put them here. I would even put them above Fury Warrior. I don't think they're gonna be an A tier. Like I said, chat, this is overall. This is an overall projection of where the classes are gonna be for next season between Raid and Mythic Plus. Now, if this was just a straight Mythic Plus one, it would be up here. Like, honestly, if this was just Mythic Plus, Arms would be S tier. Yeah, I'm going overall. Just overall projection. Now we got Sub. Backstab costs 10 less energy and has 100% increased damage. It's literally, honestly, Subs, and with how bad they nerf Sub is a C tier. Honestly, Sub might even hit D tier. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, honestly, you know what? I am putting Sub at D tier because there are tanks beating Sub for overall damage right now. Sub is going D tier.
I think if the tank beats you on damage, okay, so D is the last one. Never mind. I was about to say F.
I was already looking for that category for the Rogues. Just drop them all down to F.
Just drop them all down.
Like, Assassination does decent, and okay, actually, you know what? I'm gonna move Assassination actually down to C tier. I'm gonna keep Outlaw at B only because of their Mythic Plus damage. If they weren't doing so much damage in Mythic Plus content right now, yeah, they would be a C tier as well. But Assassination is not really doing that high in Mythic Plus, and they're not doing super strong. And yeah, dude, honestly, Order Rogues are. Okay, Shaman. Here's another fun one, man. Hey, here's another one that I really like, and that's my Enhancement Shaman. And honestly, I think Enhancement Shaman is going to be feeling very strong next season. So, Voltic Blaze causes your primary target to erupt in a Fire Nova every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. Fire Nova deals 200% increased damage to the primary target of your Voltic Blade. It is only gonna... Okay, so it's only going to go to the primary target with this, because I was like, dude, this is going to be absolutely broken if this goes to every target affected by your Voltic Blaze. But it is not. It is just the primary target. It doesn't state that Fire Nova doesn't do AoE damage, because, I mean, that's what it used to do back in the day. It was a Fire Nova totem, and it did, obviously, AoE damage. But it doesn't state that. It just says it does 200% increased damage to the primary target. I don't know. Like, this is where I don't know how this is going to look, but this honestly could be pretty strong. And our 4-piece Fire Nova reduces the cooldown of Crash Lightning by 2 seconds and increases the damage of your next Crash Lightning by 8%, stacking up to 5 times. Yeah, this could be pretty strong. Like, their tier set's actually not terrible. So I think, honestly, with Enhancement Shaman, I think Enhancement's going to be very strong for Raid and for Mythic. I don't think they're going to be like the, you know, the number one, but they're going to be in a very good spot. Like, I think they're definitely A tier, right? Like, I think Enhancement's definitely going to be that A tier category. They got Bloodlust, you know, you do have damage mitigation. I forget what the hell it's called. I'm drawing a blank right now, but it, you know, you reduce your damage intake by like, it's like 40% or something. You know, and they also, once again, they get all of the good utility totems. They get the potato totem. They get the fucking poison cleanse. They get the fucking tremor. They're gonna have like good utility to help with mythics as well, and even raid. So honestly, I think Enhancement's going to be very strong. They're definitely not going to be S tier, but I think they're going to be very strong. And so when your incarnation or berserk and deal 10% increased damage, that could actually be pretty fucking good. You could really up that, like increase that uptime there. So it's really going to be, now you're really going to have to be hitting your incarnation or your berserk at like a certain time when you have the max combo point, so that way then you can immediately spend a max combo point and keep increasing the duration of this for that 10% damage bonus. That's actually not bad. That's not a terrible set. Incarnation, Avatar Vaish, main, and Berserk last 10 seconds long. So with this, so the way they have this designed is they're just trying to give you a straight 10% uptime. Like, that is literally what this is trying to do, is just give you a flat 10% uptime and DPS, which is not bad. It's just really going to change your playstyle, right? Now, it's nowhere near the balance, but they are doing very well. And honestly, I mean, I think Feral is going to be very viable next season. Once again, they do get the poison cleanse. They are mobile. They can, shapeshift and get themselves out of roots. And, Feral has the ability to do that. So once again, I think Feral is probably going to be like that A tier. I think they're going to be very good for raid. They're not going to be like your number one damage dealer, but they're going to be in a safe spot where you don't have to worry about them getting the fucking nerf hammer and being like, well, my class went from being good to shit. Like, cool, thanks. Here's the big one, is Death Knight here. Each time Remorseless Winter damages at least one enemy, gain Freezing Tempest, which grants 2% attack speed and 4% increased Icy Death turret. 5 seconds stacked. Say how many times it stacks. No, it doesn't. Remorseless Winter deals damage 25% more frequently, and Freezing Tempest lasts 5 seconds longer. It's not like God tier, but it's not terrible either. Now, Frost was just doing absolutely just stupid damage. I think Frost is going to be S tier. I really do.
I don't know where the fuck that comes from.
Now let's check out Unholy. Your Magus of the Dead and Lord of the Dead cast a more powerful necrotic weapon against enemies. Whoa, I will say, like, it's an okay tier set. It's not a crazy good tier set. Unholy got nerfed super hard. I will say, I think Unholy is going to be Or they might, I mean, they
Yeah.
might stay A tier. Honestly, though, with how bad they got kind of nerfed, because Unholy received a pretty hefty nerf. I am gonna put Unholy at B tier. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be as strong as they were for season 1. Like Death Knight in general has been like one of the best DPS for like the last like how many seasons? Honestly, I think Unholy is gonna be a B tier. Havoc here. Blade Dance, Chaos Strike, and Essence Break have a 12% increased damage. Okay, not terrible. Essence Break now applies and benefits from effects of the Cycle of Hatred. Has 25% increased initial strike damage and a 2-second increased duration. I am gonna put Havoc. I'm gonna put Havoc also in the B tier here. You don't have to worry about it. Like, see, that's what's nice about being like in this area right here. Like, even Arms has to worry about that hammer just because of how much damage they're doing for AoE. But you know, like they're doing, you know, good, but they're not doing those numbers that's like, oh shit. Like, we need to nerf them because they're doing too much, right? Like, I don't think you're gonna see that here. I think honestly, like, if this is kind of where you'd rather be, so you don't have to worry about it. Down here, it kind of sucks because if you go down here and then you get like that insane buff, yeah, you can normally jump up here, but then they're like, you know, Blizzard always goes, oh fuck, we overtuned them, and then you go right back down. And not only that, but like, you do gotta remember, chat, for like last season, like casters were very, very weak and like just got absolutely clobbered. Where melee was like the go-to, right? It was like a very melee focused meta comp. I feel like that might switch here, where it might go to a lot of caster meta here. But it's gonna timer's gonna tell. Honestly, I could see like an arms. I could see an arms warrior with honestly probably, let's be real, Aug Evoker and Shadow Priest. Like I could see that being a very strong comp for next season. Brett Pally. Divine Purpose has an additional 10% chance to activate, and consuming it grants divine power. Increase holy damage done by 10% for 12 seconds. Divine Purpose has a 10% chance to activate, and consuming it grants divine power, increasing holy damage done by 10%. Here's like, okay, now cheese. I don't play Brett Pally. How often do you use Divine Purpose? How often is that one proc? I'm just curious here. I just want to get some. Only a 10%. Oh no, additional 10%. So what's your okay? It has an additional 10% chance to activate. Okay, an extra 10%. So you might be utilizing it more now. So if it's every couple minutes, maybe it's like every minute now that you're having it. Consuming Divine Purpose grants Divine Arbiter, empowering your holy to unleash an Arbiter of Light at their primary target, dealing 405% attack power, holy damage, and 270% attack power, holy damage to enemies within 8 yards. So here's where I feel like Brett Pally is not, and here's the reason why, is because you can't really depend on when it's going to come. Granted, they have good utilities. And yeah, that will help your AoE damage in a Mythic Plus, okay? Just by looking at it, yes, it's going to help your AoE damage.
Becker's
But what
marking
if
himself.
it doesn't proc during your AoE? So, like, what if it
we don't
doesn't,
lose
it's
it.
not, you're not getting the proc during your actual AoE pool. Now it's like, well, it doesn't feel good, right? Because it's like, when it does proc during AoE, you're going to feel really good. You're going to be like, fuck yeah, hitting strong, right? But when it doesn't hit during that, you're not going to feel good. Like, it's going to feel really bad. Because, like, what if it procs at the end? Or what if it's, you know, procking when you first hit your first target, but you're still pulling a whole bunch of shit. So you don't even get to use your real big spenders or anything like that. That is where Brett Pally is not going to feel good with that type of a tier set. But exactly, it's going to feel good when it's hitting at a good time, but it's not going to feel good when it's not hitting at a good time. But at the same time, you guys aren't doing good single target. Like, still, single target on a Brett Pally is very lackluster. It's very lackluster. It's not terrible, but it is nowhere near like Fury, even enhancement single target. I am not gonna put you guys. I'm actually not gonna put you guys in an A tier. I'm actually gonna put you guys in a B tier. Yeah, single target is rare. See, and that's the thing. So say we look at so this is PTR Mythic Plus, like on a plus 20, right? You're 100,000 DPS behind. Okay, almost 100,000 DPS behind. Let's check out Enhancement Shaman. You're about as average on enhancement shaman, but you don't bring as much utility as an enhancement shaman. Like realistically, you don't have the potato totem, you don't have the poison totem, you know, you don't have the tremor totem. So that's why I'm gonna put you lower than them. And then who's the other one that I have up here? Feral. Feral's doing pretty good too. And Feral, now you are doing more damage than Feral. All right, you know what? I don't like doing this, but I am gonna put you there. So I think you're gonna be okay.
Hold on this. Oh.
If this was
half,
raid though,
okay.
if this was raid, I would put you in the B
Try
tier
this.
category for raid. I would not put you in the A tier category. Boomstick does so much damage, chat. Dude, it does so much. Each blast of Boomstick extends the duration of Mongoose Fury by 1 second. Mongoose Fury effects are increased by 10%. I think survival. Okay, let's just check and see where survival's sitting right now. Not nearly as high. I mean, if you compare that to the other classes, right? Beastmaster is really low. Marksman's even low, but Marksman's more of a single target here. So I mean, we look at I mean, honestly, I don't think survival's gonna be bad. Like I said,
Yeah.
I think all hunter classes are gonna be good, but I am probably gonna put. They have very good situational damage and very bursty damage. I'm actually gonna put survival in a B tier category though. I'm putting survival in B. Let's go with Monk here. Last one, chat. Windwalker. Fist of Fury strikes an additional time at the start of its channel at 50% effectiveness. 4-piece Fist of Fury increases the damage of your next Rising Sun Kick by 10% or Spinning Crane Kick by 20% each time it strikes, stacking up to 6 times. That is not a terrible set. If we would look at currently, you know, Windwalker Monk, they are low on the damage for next season. They are looking pretty low for the PTR right now. So I think they're gonna receive some buffs here. Windwalker has not received love in a little bit now, chat. And with that being said, I'm gonna probably put them actually at a C, but I don't think Windwalker is really gonna be that strong. I think they're gonna be viable, right? Windwalker, like all these classes, okay, besides maybe sub, I think every class besides sub is viable when it comes to raid, when it comes to Mythic Plus.
Aww.